in today's video, we're gonna go into a few tools that I use when I'm 3D printing for support removal. Now, obviously, I'm sure you're already using some tools that are the common tools you'd expect, right? Your needle nose pliers, your horizontal cutters or side cutters. We also have the rotating spindle type nail polishers, fantastic for support removal as well. With PLA, they do tend to melt some of the surface finish, so I don't try to use them as often. I use them primarily in resin 3D printing more than FDM printing. But this one specific tool I have found to really help me in those, I will almost say, niche situations when the tools I already have just weren't cutting it. With that said, I have it right here in my back pocket because I use it so often that I usually keep it in one of my pockets while I'm trying to remove supports. And here it is. This is one brand's marketing for it, Amervolt. But I'm sure they make this from like a million different brands. I'll put a closer video on the screen now for you to see, but this is not just the only company that makes this, it's just one of the many companies. But you're looking for this tiny print removal spatula, basically. And this has been amazing for support removal. I'll show you a few examples where I used it recently in a print that I'm doing of Mayel for Expedition 33. And one of the parts had a significant amount of support around it. And yes, the pliers kind of worked, but it was tough to access a small area. And this came in clutch for removing that. Now, one thing I will mention, this edge of the spatula is very thin. It's smooth, it's not sharp. I'm not cutting myself when I rub my fingers across it, but it is very smooth and very thin, so which means it can get damaged easily. So one note is do not drop this. I have dropped 2 of them already and basically destroyed them. So once it falls down, this gets bent or gets crushed and it no longer slides along the bed, between the bed and the print, so it will not be useful for that use case anymore at all, basically, because now that ridge is going to dig into your build plate or dig into your 3D print when you try to use it for extracting prints from the bed. In our case, we're using it for support material, so it's not really that big of a deal if it gets damaged, but there might be cases where now it no longer being as thin means it doesn't break through the support and model as easily, so it may not be as effective in that case. So just be careful with it. Now, X-acto knives would also work to some extent, but notice how long this is. This is a very long spatula. This piece right here is almost 1.5 inches, and the X-acto knife is about half this distance. So if you really want to get into a deep space to remove a long piece of support that's stuck in there, this is really, really fantastic. So this is one example where this tool really came in clutch. So this piece had a lot of support material. I don't know if you can really see that space, that gap right in there. You can see it's a little bit of a deep entry. So getting in there with the X-acto knife was a little bit tricky. I was also afraid of putting too much force and ending up digging it into myself. So because of that, this really was a perfect tool. I would just slide it right in along the top, slide it right in along the bottom, break all those supports, and then I can just leverage that right out. Same thing with this area here. There was all this support here, and this just came in perfect for sliding in between the print, sliding along the bottom, sliding between this side, and then just kind of leveraging it all out. There was another piece that was similar. I want to see if I can find so I can show you. So this part here was very similar in that this has design work on all 4 sides. I don't really want to print it on its side, but that meant I had to print it on the bottom, and the bottom has the connection point to the rest of the print. So again, a perfect situation where this just slid right in, and then just popped the whole thing right out. And then up here, it's got these planks. You can kind of see them here, these like deep grooves. So this fits right through there, and then you can just push all that support material out on both sides. And then once it's all out, you can just remove it. I have really found this to be invaluable for these type of prints where you have a large flat area that is inaccessible. And for example, here I tried pliers, I tried the X-acto knife. I ended up digging some holes into the print by mistake with the X-acto knife before I thought of this, and realized I've been using this for months in this way, and I'm not sure if a lot of people know that this is so handy. Hopefully that's beneficial to you. Now, I will mention the kit I purchased brought another piece, brought this as well. It's like a longer spatula, kind of as a kit. And this one is same thing, right? It's for removal of prints from the bed. And it does work for that, but it has the exact same problem. If you drop this, this edge is done for. So this one, unfortunately, has been dropped. And because that is not really useful for bed removal prints anymore, but for support removal, it's still okay. The issue I had with this is just that it is a little bit more flexible, which means that sometimes the leverage isn't there, it tends to bend the thin metal instead into the wrong shape, and then you have to bend it backwards with a set of pliers. So because of that, I'm not really a big fan of this one, but this, very sturdy, very effective. I have found it to be a very good support removal tool. This, maybe, depending on your use case, but I found it to be less effective than the spatula. Anyways, I hope this was useful to you. Again, it's just a quick video, quick information so that you can purchase one of these if you think it'll be beneficial for you. I will mention, I'll put the link down in the description. This is not an affiliate link. I get no money from you purchasing it from me. There is literally zero benefit to the channel or myself. It is literally just a tool that I think is beneficial to you and that you may be able to purchase for your own benefit. No benefit to me if you purchase it from here or elsewhere. Totally up to you. Anyways, keep on checking on the content and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.